Have you ever wanted to get better at speaking to people? Maybe just because you want to get rid of those awkward moments, or you just want to get to know someone. Well, it's easier than you might think, and here's how you can do it. First of all, starting a conversation. Obviously, it might seem like the hardest thing to do because starting anything is usually very tough. But trust me, it's very easy. You just remember two things. Just remember when the right time to start is, and you also have to remember to have a goal in mind. And what I mean by having the right time to start is, you obviously know, like maybe when it's break time, maybe when you guys are in a group project, or maybe if you just want to, maybe you just hear something that piques your interest, like something like that. And the next thing is to have a goal in mind, because when you have a goal in mind, you can maybe ask a question and just be honest if you have a goal in mind. Like maybe if you want to, get to know them more, just ask them that. And sometimes like the goal that you have in mind or something that you talk about can stray into different things. And that'll just happen on its own, trust me. And the next thing is you have to be calm, because if you be calm, it'll make it a whole lot easier. Because if you're like panicking and like overthinking, like, oh, what should I say, like in your mind, it's like going crazy because you're going crazy. So just try to stay calm, because most times the things will come to you. And just try to have fun. Like if you have a best friend, you know how this is. Like most times you don't have to think of an answer, it just comes to you like that. So just try to have fun, because when you do, the answer will just come to you. And panicking is very bad, like I said, because when you panic, you can't think, and a lot of thinking comes unconsciously. But I mean, obviously there are times where you have to think, like think hard. But I mean, most times if you're having fun, it'll be good. But obviously, don't have fun with everything, because there's different situations, and you'll know how to act. I won't have to say anything about that. But the next thing is you can't extend it forever. And people try to have infinitely long conversations, but it just can't happen. Like when you have infinitely long conversations, I mean, think about it, it won't end. So somehow you're basically saying to yourself like, oh yeah, I'll be able to talk forever, I'll have endless topics, but you won't. And eventually you will run out of things to say. If you keep going, it'll end up being in caveman speech and all gibberish and stuff, and trust me, it's not very good. You don't want to extend it forever. You'll know when to stop too, when you just you don't know what to say, and it should signal you that you should probably stop, or get to a point where you should. Like that's when stopping is. See, I'm doing it right now, I'm trying to extend, and it's coming out in caveman speech. So you should know when to end the thing you're talking about. And the next thing that's very undervalued is listening. You probably heard it a lot, but trust me, it's a very valuable thing. Because if you're speaking to someone and they're like, yeah, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Wait, what do you say? Like, it just sucks, doesn't it? Like, whenever you're speaking to someone and they just don't listen, like it really hurts, especially if it's something you like talking about. And listening is not the only thing you have to do. You have to be focused on what they're saying, not with your ears, but with your mind. Like you can't be thinking of what you're gonna have for dinner as she's speaking, because good luck trying to have an answer because you don't even know what she was talking about. So just try to listen and try to focus on what she or he was saying, because then it'll be a lot easier for you to respond. And trust me, a lot of times it should just come to you. The next thing is, if you want to get better at speaking, you have to start speaking. Obviously, you're probably thinking like, what was the point of listening to that if the whole thing is, if I want to get better at speaking, I have to speak? Like everything else just doesn't make sense. Well, what I mean is, you have to actually implement the things that I said. And speaking is the main thing, because you can't get better at doing anything. Like if you try to learn the violin, you won't learn the violin from watching 100 YouTube videos. Like you actually have to start playing the violin, just like as you have to start speaking to get better at it. So just implement some of the things I was saying, and over time you will get better. It's okay if you make mistakes, because that happens. And over time you will get better and you'll learn from those mistakes. And the next thing is you have to have a goal in mind. And this isn't the goal of what I was talking about before. I mean now, like, what do you see with them? Like, do you want them to be friends with you? Do you have plans with them in the future? Like maybe you want to ask someone out, or maybe you just want them to pick the pencil you dropped because you were twirling it around your hands or something. But I mean, it can really be anything. Just depends where you want to be at with them, and that's what will change your course, basically your course of where you're gonna go. And the last thing is, like, not all conversations will end well. Obviously, people think like, oh, people are really good at having conversations. They must never have a bad conversation. That's not true. Even people who have a job of having conversations, like even people in politics, obviously, they must be having crazy conversations where they're yelling and stuff. You'd think they would learn, but they don't. That's because they don't take feedback. Like, sometimes you will have bad conversations, and that's okay. I mean, not everyone can be your friend. So just try to learn, and obviously keep in mind that not all conversations can end well. Just keep trying, because you will get better eventually. You got this. Keep trying.